Alright, chat should be live. Great, perfect. Sorry. I'm gonna redrop the link. And click.
Okay.
Alright, chat should be live. Great, perfect. Sorry. I'm gonna redrop the link. And click.
Okay.
Alright.
Oops. All right, chat is enabled.
Alright, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I had the stream open. So might have had a little bit of feedback. Alright, chat is enabled. Chat is enabled.
Sure.
Alright, let's see how many viewers we have in a hot minute. Also, let me check the bracket really quickly.
What is happening?
Is something not working?
I think it's just being slow.
Probably.
Yeah, looks like we might just be slow.
Real quick. Yeah, there's 2 matches still running on the servers.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
1 match running.
Hello, everybody. Wait, okay, if you guys are here, what teams are you guys on?
Or maybe you're not on a team and you're waiting for the final tournament because you realize that the mid-season tournament is doesn't have any prizes.
Yeah. Yeah, we mentioned this in chat, and that's something we're trying to work on is to make there be a better incentive for the mid-season tournament. But given that we had a pretty short timeline for everything, we weren't able to get as much funding as we wanted. But hopefully, if you guys want, like, hopefully in this semesters in the future, we'll have some interesting mid-season tournament prizes.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come on in, and then we'll probably start the matches. Gives us a little bit of time to finish out some of the games as well. So, a couple housekeeping things, like, before we get started, because honestly, I think we can probably start revealing some of the matches. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're running a double elimination tournament, best of 7, and then your seeding is based off of what your elo is on the leaderboard. So if you're high seeded, then your first rounds are against people who are lower seeded, and that's the incentive for elo for this competition. Double elimination, so there's a loser bracket and there's a winner's bracket, and that way if you lose a game, it doesn't necessarily mean that you were out of the running. If there's anything else, best of 7. Oh, this was an error on my side, but we're not using any of the previous maps, so we actually have 7 new maps that we will be playing matches from. So you guys will see that shortly. But we have 7 new maps that we've been working on, and I'm excited to show you guys. And that's what we're using for this tournament. And we're going to release these maps as part of the normal matches after this tournament concludes. And that was something that I got messed up on. We're not using any of the old maps; they're all new maps. But there's no new crazy paradigms or anything like that. So any logic that you had in your previous bot should still withstand.
Interesting. Okay, well, games are running on the server, so I think they're just running a little bit slower than I expected. But they are running,
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Okay, yeah, looks pretty good. So another thing is, if you guys really enjoyed ByteFight, So this has mostly been like a passion project by a number of people. So Tyler and I are team leads for engine and info respectively. If you guys really enjoyed ByteFight, like this competition does not survive like without developers. So if you guys want to bring ByteFight to like more people and like sort of recreate it in your own image, like we don't have like control over the future of ByteFight. You guys do. So if you sort of want to remake it in your own image and you have like some things that you'd like to improve about the tournament, definitely do fill out the developer form that we had on Discord, and yeah, we'd be excited to see the direction that you guys take the tournament in. We'll wait until this round, I believe, finishes, and then we can get to showing you guys the games.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to mention about working on ByteFight as a developer, I think it's a really cool opportunity to work on a project that lasts longer than a semester. So that's one thing that Henry and I noticed when we initially started this organization, is that there's a lot of CS organizations, but what they do is they say, okay, like, hello, freshmen. Here are three other freshmen that you can work with. Do this ML project by the end of the semester, and that usually doesn't amount to much. So with ByteFight, what we're trying to do, not just for players but also for developers, is provide like a long-term experience where you're working on code bases that are scalable and actually large. So more akin to what you might be doing like at an internship or something of the sort. And that's what we've had in mind. So there's no matter what you're interested in, we essentially have a service that uh, corresponds to every tech stack, or not every tech stack, but the major tech stack. So on the engine side, we're running Docker, Python, and there's a lot of low-level things going on there. So things that you learn from like 2200, Linux. I don't know. Henry can speak more to this.
Yeah.
Anything there and that's a huge part of um, what ByteFight is. Even though like the challenge of timing players fairly has been extremely non-trivial, uh, and we've had to do some, or Henry specifically has had to do some crazy hardware things to make that work. We also have like our infrastructure side. So this is similar to what you'd be working on as like a backend engineer at maybe like a big tech company. And so if you're interested in like the data management, databases, Java, um, then that could be a good place for you. And then finally, we obviously have the website, and that needs a lot of management. And in fact, that's been like the aspect that's been the most difficult for us to maintain because neither Henry nor I have much experience working with front end. So hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen on the website. Um, and because we tried our best to put it together, and we've had a lot of efforts from people coming in and out of the front end team, but to have some dedicated Jahan, if you would not still be able to compete if you're a developer. So that is the one caveat: is if you really enjoy competing, maybe it's something to consider. You wouldn't be able to compete if you were a developer.
Yeah, but if
Now,
you
one
do
thing I also
enjoy competing, definitely like I guess this is a little bit selfish, but try and get like other people interested in the tournament, and that way our developer pool increases. Or Tyler, what were you gonna say?
I'll say one thing that's also like interesting to note is that part of the sponsorship package. I don't know if you're interested in this. Part of the sponsorship deal that we have like outlined is that the sponsors not only get resumes from the top 8 teams, but also they get access to the developer team. So I hope that also is another way for like not just people who are competing and doing well in the competition. Um, and that's great. I would really like. I'm glad to hear it because this has been a big project for us. So to hear that you're enjoying competing, that means a lot to us.
Yeah, another
And if
thing.
that's
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, another thing about like become a developer is it is like a truly collaborative experience. Like you can't deliver any of the singular products that ByteFight requires working on just one team. So like for example, if like for the client, it's a collaboration between front end and engine to make it work because you have to distribute the game essentially. For matchmaking, it's collaboration between infra and engine because you have to put up servers, and then for the website, it's sort of collaboration between infra and website. or sorry, in front end to deliver like the website and data that is required. So yeah, again, really, it's a very collaborative experience. Honestly, I think we can start to reveal matches now. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Alrighty, let me bring up the tournament. Looking good. Oh no, you disappear every time that I need to like click on this website. That's not great. I need to figure out something for that.
That's okay.
Um, Stay on top. There we go. All right, great. All right, yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, so first match between Henry's team and Test, 16th and 17th place. Let's get right into it. So these matches are best of sevens. This is going to be the top of the ladder. So our first round, as you would say. We're excited to see some of these matches as well. So, all right. So we've got a couple of brand new maps for you guys. This is one of them. I believe this map is called Arena. So let's get right into it. Henry's team is one of the bots that the devs use to test some of our ideas. So yeah, if you ever see like a team by Tyler, team by me, that's probably what's going on here. All right, interesting. Blue almost cooked itself, but it seems blue definitely did cook itself. Seems that went for an apple in the corner in like a direction. So that's one thing that you'll notice in a lot of these games. These corners are deadly. If you enter them at the wrong angle, there's no way that you can get out.
Yeah, and that's something you'll see with like the random movers is that if you have a random mover that's just making one move into a space that's legal, then you'll encounter these situations where you move yourself into a space that's legal, but then you have no next moves. So that's where depth and trees come into play.
Looks like it
And I'm
happens.
sure anyone here has probably already thought about that.
Yeah. Looks like Test has done it again. Blue side is not looking too hot right now.
Also, we do want to mention that the link to this tournament will be released after this stream. So if you guys want to see any of the games that are played, you'll have access to every single there's links for each matchup that will take you to a replay of the match that was played.
Oh,
So if you guys want to see any of that, like you could watch any game that was played in this tournament. And there's been a lot of games played, so it could be good for.
Interesting. I think we had a code, or wait, no, we had a green got cooked here. Blue prevented it from getting out. Awesome. All right. So we're currently 2-1 for or 2-1 for green.
Hey Henry,
Yeah, what's up?
maybe like what we could do, just because there's gonna be a ton of games that are
Yeah.
played, we can see who's here and then stream their games.
Stream whose games?
So whoever's watching right now, because the bracket's gonna be released, because there's gonna be like what 7 times some big
Yeah,
number
yeah.
of games.
Honestly, we can run these matches at higher speed to and then once we get to the quarterfinals, we will start running them at like slower speeds. All right.
And real quick, also just curious, like what teams are if you do have a team in this tournament, or if you do have a team that's currently on the leaderboard, what team are you a part of?
All right. So this, I believe, is a green win. So Henry's team, so one of the dev teams, will be moving on to the first round. All right. So match two is Silicon Goose versus Cyrus. Oh, looks like this might be book. Huh. Interesting. Hold on.
Oh, so, wait, real quick. Cyrus is. Yeah, I've watched his game.
Oh,
Cyrus's bot crashes.
instantly. Right.
Like, yeah, like basically instantly.
Alright, we're gonna skip those matches because Silicon Goose won 4-0. I believe
Yeah,
Cyrus's bot
I,
was not initialized properly.
yeah, I think that it somehow got through validation,
Yeah.
but Cyrus's bot does not work.
We got an interesting spin maneuver occurring from iCode sometimes. Looks like I'm not sure who won this match, actually. Looks like it was blue, so the legends go up.
Yeah, I think the Legends won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I should probably create a automated match viewer. That's later down the pipeline.
Automated match view. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Alright, awesome. Oh, wow. That was quick. Alright, and then I believe currently the match score is 3-2 for the Legends. Oh, interesting. iCode sometimes seems to have trapped itself. Alright, so the Legends goes up to the next round, and iCode sometimes falls to the loser's bracket. Alright, so this is 8-Ball versus Shab MY. Okay,
We have
interesting,
Jahan here from 8
interesting.
Ball.
Yeah. Interesting. 8-Ball staying with the strategy of staying extremely short. I believe somebody's code must have crashed here. I believe it was 8-Ball whose code crashed just now. Or maybe it was an inbound turn, I don't know. You'd have to check the error logs for those. That's another thing that's coming out after this tournament. We're gonna have error logs for all of the matches. Again, 8-Ball with the strategy
Oh
of
wait,
staying.
that game, 8 Ball ran out of time.
Oh, 8-Ball is taking a lot. That's true. 8-Ball's taking a lot of time per turn. Interesting. Interesting.
So I think, yeah, looks like that's what's happening.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see whether that remains true. It's interesting that 8-Ball is taking the strategy of staying extremely short throughout the match. This is something that we haven't seen before, or that we didn't consider while we were building the game. That might just be better to stay short for the entire time and just use your extra turns. All right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Looks like oh yeah, looks like Shab MY cooked itself. So I believe the current max score is either 2-3 or 3-2, I believe. Ooh, looks like 8-Ball is gonna be running out of time on these larger maps. Alright, so
Yeah, it
it's
seems like
currently 3-all. Yeah?
8 Ball's doing well to stay alive, but all the losses have come from running out of time.
Alright, let's take a look at what the strategies are here. 8-Ball, interesting. 8-Ball staying long for this map. Oh no, they just used all of their length on like one turn. Interesting. Looks like they ran out of time again, so I think 8-Ball will not be proceeding to the winner's bracket. They will be dropping to the loser's bracket, and Shab MY proceeds.
But one thing we want to mention too is like is that after this tournament, we've noticed that there's some things that are undertuned or that should be changed for the sake of the game. One of which is time. I don't know if you want to talk about that now, Henry,
Yeah,
but we will
we're
be making some
essentially
adjustments.
yeah, we're making some adjustments to all of the game mechanics. So, or not all of the game mechanics, just some number tuning. So we're gonna give everybody more time. So we're gonna give you guys double the amount of time to compute your moves. We will also be providing you guys with more RAM, and there are also some mechanics changes. So you might have noticed how it's pretty difficult to use your extra moves because of the sacrifice requirement. Um, we are decreasing the sacrifice increment from 2 to 1. So every time you take an extra action, instead of adding 1 to your sacrifice, it's going to add 2. And,
Other way around.
or sorry, instead of adding 2 to your sacrifice, it's going to be 1. And then we're also making traps stronger. So if you want to see what's going on there, you should go to the Discord and read the announcements. There's an announcements with the patch notes.
Hmm. I think and you guys can provide feedback on this. One thing we want to incentivize is that getting apples should be good. In the sake that it should give you the ability to do, I guess, more things or be more aggressive against your opponent. And because there's like a skill component to gathering apples better than your opponent, more strategically than your opponent, and you should be rewarded for that. So it's for that reason that we're making these mechanical changes. And if you guys find that to not be true, that it still seems to be optimal to not get apples, then that should be something that you should we can talk about and we can see if we should tune it more.
Yeah, balance changes will be locked 1 week before the final tournament at the very least, so you won't see any
Yeah.
crazy changes happening before the
Yes, that's
final
something.
tournament.
Yeah, and that's something that like we want to have that like communication stream with you guys. So if you think the game is not interesting in that sense, like there's no point in getting apples, the only good game strategy is to stay alive, then that's not a very interesting game from a game playing perspective. So if you guys have any of that feedback, we would greatly appreciate it. And just like to reiterate, this is our first time running this competition, and this is a game that we created ourselves. So if there's any suggestions that you guys have, we would be more than happy to hear them.
It seems AWEQ has adopted a policy of always going east. That's pretty funny.
Okay,
I don't know.
we can assume what happens for the rest of these games then.
Yeah, I assume that we might see them struggling a little bit in this tournament. Mango Sticky Rice versus Ballers. I love these names.
The one thing we're also noticing, a lot of you guys have chosen to go with food names. So we have like lemon, mango sticky rice. Uh,
French
there's another one,
fries.
French fries. Yeah, French fries. And we thought that's pretty funny. We love it.
Ooh, interesting, interesting. These matches are starting to last a little bit longer. See, people. It seems that these snakes are gathering apples actually pretty efficiently, but they're getting trapped very easily.
Maybe that's something we see
Yeah, maybe they're just not
as we
looking.
get to the later rounds.
Yeah, maybe they're just not looking far enough ahead. Yeah, so there will be a lecture about BFS coming out soon that should help a little bit with this. Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. Mango sticky rice, I believe. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Which match was this? 9880. I believe Mango Sticky Rice will be moving on to the next round. I might not have shown all the matches for that match.
Yeah, mango sticky rice is winning.
Yeah, Mango Sticky Rice will move on to the next round. And Ballers will drop to the losers bracket. It's also interesting to see how much time people are using to compute moves. So far, there hasn't been like a very strong correlation between time used and like efficacy of the bot, but I assume that we will see that delineation increase. Ooh, looks like a crash here.
Yeah, we agree. It is hard to look far ahead without timing out.
Yeah.
And that was something that we found too when we built the alpha beta bot. And it is also one of the reasons why we're increasing time.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now we are going to go on to the first round of winners bracket. So again, these games will be fast. We will start slowing games down once we hit the quarterfinals, I believe. Yeah, the quarterfinals. Okay. Alrighty, so this is another one of the dev teams now under my name. Interesting. French fries leaving a lot of traps for the opponent. French fries is our #1 seed, so if you guys are interested in strategy used to play these games, this would be a good study.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if the motivation is as a deterrent for the opponent, or more just to stay a certain length. That could be
Yes.
something that's cool to consider.
Ooh, interesting, interesting. French fries seems to be rather good at using traps to both stay alive and to maybe deter the opponent. Interesting. So it seems that French fries is placing a lot of traps. Maybe that's what's helping them stay like a reasonable length and stay short. Okay, French fries takes that match 4-0 and will be moving on to the next round. Now for Gaussian Guzzlers versus Silicon Goose. Oh, it looks like a tight match here, actually. No traps being placed, but it seems that there's been a crash of one of the bots. I believe Silicon Goose crashed. Alrighty. Let's get back to it. This map is called Compass. I was cooking up maps for a hot minute. Looks like Silicon Goose crashed again. This might be a recurring theme throughout this match. Gaussian Guzzlers staying short. Oh, it seems that they're getting apples now. Interesting, interesting. Okay. This might be a quick match. Wait, Tyler, I'm seeing like 10 matches for this round.
Gaussian guys versus Silicon Goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bug. Um, I will delete the ones that are not associated with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just the first 7 then?
It should be the first. It should be the last 6, actually.
The last 6. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this is a 6-game set.
Okay. Alrighty.
Looks like we're seeing a
Looks
lot
like
of crashes.
Gaussian Guzzlers seems to have gotten trapped in that match. I believe this is not one of them.
Something interesting to note is that
Oh,
Silicon
wait.
Goose is taking a lot more time as well than Gaussian Guzzlers.
Yeah, I wonder if they're searching deeper than them. Oh, okay, no, this was the last match. Okay. I believe this match, Gaussian Guzzlers moves on 4-2 against Silicon Goose. Now for RSTP versus the Legends. An interesting thing to note, one of our more active players, Rupee, is on RSTP, so shout out to Rupee. He caught one of our bugs, actually, for the game player. Seems that the Legends often crashes into corners. See if that becomes a recurring theme. Interesting. Rupee adopting a turtling strategy. So the idea behind why we added stuff like decay is to prevent that. If you read the game rules at 1,000 rounds, if you stop eating or not if you stop eating apples, but each turn or each certain intervals of turns, you will end up decaying. Looks like the Legends has lost 4 times, so RSTP will be
Mhm.
moving on to the next round in the winners bracket, and Legends will drop to the losers bracket.
Yeah, it's interesting how one of the best strategies right now is just to be. It seems just to be stay alive, which is what RSTP looks like what it's doing. And this could be like as other this could be because other bots aren't intelligent enough to not run into walls or not trap themselves in a corner yet. So it seems like what the strategy that RSTP has taken is just stay alive as long as possible.
Nanaconda versus Shab MY. Looks like Nanaconda is taking these matches. Shab MY is getting trapped or trapping itself. So one thing, we'll be releasing a what should we call it? A BFS bot soon. The initial idea for why we had the timing restrictions that we did is we didn't actually desire people to be able to run minimax for every single turn, up to like depth like 7 or something. Um, so we want like we want um, we want timing and like choosing when to use your time to be part of the like the fun and like the gameplay of the matches. That being said, we may have missed the mark initially on the first one, and we hope that like by doubling the amount of time that you have to play, that it becomes that it ends up being more interesting. For Boom Dudes versus Prompt Engineers, I'm seeing another 8 matches. Is it the last 4?
Yeah, just take the last 4.
Okay. Okay, so this is Boom Dudes versus Prompt Engineers. Oh, interesting. This was a race to the death. Um, very cool, very cool. Good stuff. Oh, did you just delete them?
Yeah, I just deleted them.
Okay, great. All right, so this is match 2. Interesting. Both bots adopting a policy of staying rather short, or maybe they're just running at each other, not being able to kill each other using the traps. Interesting. Boom Dude's taking a lot of time, but it seems that Prompt Engineer is just unable to beat them out in these exchanges. So Boom Dude's up 2-0 now. I wonder if Prompt
Yeah, it looks like
Engineers.
prompt.
Yeah.
This looks like it's a trade off because prompt engineer is taking less than 100th of a second per move, whereas you can tell that see that boom dudes is taking a lot more time. And maybe in the long run, if the game was able to go long enough, that would pay off for prompt engineers.
Okay,
But it seems like
seems like Boom Dudes is Prompt Engineers is not able to capitalize off of Boom Dudes' time-taking strategies. So Boom Dudes wins 4-0, and they will move on to the next stage of the bracket. Again, we're going to slow down the games once we hit the quarterfinals matches. Zero holding a very long snake. They should be able to. Okay, interesting. Looks like Sigma Snake ended up dying, but seems like Team Zero is holding very large length. Doesn't seem to be using it. Maybe banking it for something.
yeah, it could just be the banking that it's gonna hit the K rounds, and then at that point you've accumulated so much length that you don't have to actually worry about it too much.
Interesting. Okay, Sigma Snake again seems to be running into itself a lot. Doesn't seem to have too far of a look ahead. Again, we'll be releasing a lecture that helps with this. Tyler, do you think that prompt engineers uses prompts to build their bot? I wonder how
I think
many.
their quote is literally "code writes code," so I would not be surprised. In fact, I'd be more surprised if they don't. And there's nothing wrong with
I suppose we'll be seeing how well either Claude AI or ChatGPT can play our
it. You can play the
competition.
game. That's funny.
Oh, interesting. These are some good games. Nocindo escaping out of the portal and trapping Mango Sticky Rice. These
Wait, Henry, can you
matches.
share your screen with me? Because for me, the stream is a little far,
Okay, okay, yeah,
lagging
of
behind.
course, of course. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
Let me share my screen. Where is it? Oh, right here.
Perfect.
How do I pin you?
Um,
Nope. Um, let me screen share with you. Oh, okay. Is this it? Here, sorry, 1 sec. Technical difficulties. I'm going to keep running the matches. Give me 1 sec. Okay, go live. What happens if I want to see you instead?
it's okay if you don't pin me. Like, I'm all right with that.
Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just have Tyler's voice instead of
Yeah, so we
Tyler's
can keep it going.
beautiful face. Yeah, let's keep it going. Yep, right here. Alright, so Nocindawu versus Mango Sticky Rice. Nocindawu up 2-0. Looks like
Oh, we
Nocindawu
got a
won
quick
again.
game.
Nocindawu is getting really good at trapping the opponent. Very good stuff from Nocindawu. I'm liking this play strategy. Doesn't seem like they're using traps too often. Nocindawu taking extra moves out of the lane.
Wow.
Oh wow! Oh my!
Wow, what a trap. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, Nocindu is one of our top ranking players right now, so it makes sense that we're seeing this level of strategy.
Okay. Oh, it looks like the next one is a little bugged, but yeah. So really good stuff out of Nocindawu, using really good or taking advantage of their length to really outcompete their opponents in these very tight exchanges. Seems like they adopt a very aggressive strategy. We have two bots that look like adopting more of a turtling strategy. Tyler SS coming out on top. This is I believe the Minimax bot that the devs
Yep.
created. Um,
Yep.
Unfortunately,
So
the
we
heuristic.
released a
Yeah.
video about if you want this Minimax bot now that's not doing too well right now. But it is an AI bot on how to actually code this. If you're interested, it's on lecture 3. This is
Um,
Team Tyler's is as suggested a developer bot though. Um, but it's pretty cool to see how it works in action.
it appears that Tyler SS crashed in this case. Likely because it saw no way out of this situation. All right, so I believe the match score is 3-1 towards Tyler SS. Interesting. The Minimax bot is adopting a turtling strategy based on its heuristic. Maybe it can't see these apples because I believe it only searches to like depth 2 around itself.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
only a radius of 2.
Yeah, looks like Lemon will unfortunately take the L, and Tyler SS will progress on to the next round. Okay, we're going to start running losers bracket matches for this round. All right, so Lemon versus Test. Okay, looking good. Looks like Lemon won this round because Test crapped itself. Interesting. Another win by Lemon. Again, I expect that most of these matches will be going fast since it seems some of the lower teams have, or the lower ranked teams have struggles with either their bots crashing or just crashing into corners. Yeah, stuff like that. Yep, looks like a crash by Test, and then Lemon will be moving on to the next round. Mango Sticky Rice versus Cyrus. Actually, I won't play these matches because I believe Cyrus crashes on all of them. So Mango
Yeah.
Sticky Rice moves on to the next round. Sigma Steak versus iCode sometimes. Interesting. Okay, iCode sometimes. Interesting, looking like it's crashed.
No, I think we got it's another timeout actually.
Oh yes, it was a timeout. Yes, iCode sometimes timing out.
So it seems like iCode sometimes taking over a second per turn.
Really does seem like they are they might have better pathing than Sigma Snake, but might simply be losing. Looks like iCode sometimes going to lose out on time again. These look ahead bots, maybe the depth is rather high. Again, this will be one more thing that I'll talk about in the last lecture that we do, but interesting. iCode sometimes running out of time again. Is like ways to think about the game when you're playing it. Seems that Sigma Steak going to run into itself. This is a 3-2 match right now between iCode sometimes and Sigma Snake. Seems it's a battle of who's gonna lose time versus who's gonna crash first. iCode sometimes doing a better job of keeping themselves alive, and iCode sometimes making a comeback in the tournament. It's a 3-all right now. Interesting. Sigma Snake crashes. Seems that iCode sometimes will be moving on, and Sigma Snake is eliminated from the tournament. Prompt Engineers versus 8-Ball. See how good Claude AI is at playing our game. Okay, interesting. It seems that 8-Ball had a crash in their code.
No, this is a timeout again.
Oh, yeah, right. 8-Ball is one of the teams that ends up timing out. Maybe their simulation is running very far into the future. So, yeah, another timeout. What I will say is that the doubling in the amount of time that is given to you will not help your code if it is asymptotically just like not good enough to play the game. But if it's like slightly under, it's double the amount of time, so it will help you in those cases.
Mm-hmm. There's something to consider that a lot of these games can go over 1,000 turns. So maybe something to calculate is how much time you can take per turn on average, such that you can make it to the distance.
Yeah, I believe it's something like a fifth of a second or something on average. But again, some turns, if it's like if you are sure that the game is about to wrap up, if you make like a certain number of turns, or if the game is very volatile at a certain point, maybe it's better to like spend a little more time calculating for that turn.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's something we've seen very much yet. Is our bots that change their algorithm based on the situation, and that could be something that's interesting. Is having a dynamic approach to the game.
Yeah, and that's one of the topics that we go over in our FSM lecture. So make sure to take a look at that. Looks like 8-Ball ran out of time in a close 4-3 match, and Prompt Engineers will be moving on to the next round with 8-Ball being eliminated. Team RSM versus Shab MY. Looks like um, RSM takes the match there. RSM taking the match again. Looks like Shab MY is having a difficult time not running into itself or into walls. Oh, whoops! This is not the correct match. Alrighty. Wonder if we're gonna see the same thing with Shab MY running into a corner. Yep, looks like it will. Yeah. So hopefully, once we get more towards the final tournament, we'll also see a little more improvement in these bots. I know that everybody has been like working pretty hard. The code's like pretty. I wouldn't say it's like esoteric, but it's a lot to comprehend all at once. So yeah, game has a bit of a learning curve to it. I will give it that. So I wouldn't be surprised if for the first 2 weeks people are more struggling to get through the documentation before learning how to actually play the game. Seems that AWEQEQ hoping that its its move east strategy will pay off, but it doesn't seem that it is.
Yeah, real quick, we're gonna enable submissions again as soon as we're done with this tournament. We'll re-enable submissions. So that'd probably be around like what 9, Henry? 8:39.
Yeah, 8:39ish. Yeah. Seems that AWEQEQ crashed in that round, so looks like the Legends will be taking that game 4-0 and moving on. Interesting. Okay, Silicon Goose seems to have unfortunately gotten trapped. Interesting. Close match. Silicon Goose. Seems that Ballers is just doing a better job of just staying alive in these matches. Silicon Goose unable to look as far ahead. Using a lot more time as well. Interesting.
Oh, looks like so we just finished running the bracket just now, and I think the final results are very interesting to see. So I'm excited to show you guys all that when we get there.
All right. Silicon Goose taking this match. Ballers trapping themselves this time. Oh, interesting. These situations are always interesting because there's so much length left by each of these players. I feel like if they were maybe understanding the situation a little bit more, they might have been able to use some of their length to take some extra moves to outcompete the other opponent. Looks like so.
That's something
Yeah.
we don't see that being utilized too much, is taking the extra moves. The traps seem to be relatively popular as a way to maintain your a shorter length, but the extra moves might be a little bit harder to utilize.
Perhaps it's a more time intensive development component as well because there are 8 moves and there's only one way to place a trap. So yeah, so Silicon Goose moving on to the next round, and Silicon Goose winning 4-2, and Ballers will be eliminated. Henry's team versus the best team. So let's really see if they are the best team, if they can beat the dev bot. Unfortunately, best team seems to have gotten trapped in the corner. So Henry's team, the dev bot, going up 1-0. Interesting. Best team getting trapped in the or wait, no, Henry's team getting trapped in the corner this time. Tyler, do you know what bot is this? Do you know?
Henry's team, I believe, is a random mover.
Okay.
So it randomly moves in a way that doesn't immediately cause it to lose if it can.
So it's a little
Which
bit
would
of
explain why he keeps getting trapped in the corner.
yeah. It's a immediate don't 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 die bot. So it's a greedy mover,
Yep.
one might say. Interesting. Okay, best team seems to have trouble itself staying alive. So Henry's bot
Yeah.
moving up.
And this is something I think we'll see with snake bots that have a depth of 1. So AKA like bots that really do just move randomly and don't in a way that doesn't cause them to instantly lose it. They'll get stuck in these corners. And that's just because they don't look far ahead enough to recognize that that one move is going to cause you to lose.
Okay. Interesting. Um, looks like looks like best team crashed into the corner again. So it seems that they were not the best team. They were unable to beat the dev bot, and one of the dev bots will be moving on to the next round 4-2. Okay. I believe that no, this round is not the quarterfinals yet. So we're still going to be breezing through these matches. So I believe we need to run 1 round of upper bracket and then 2 rounds of lower bracket for this part of the tournament. Yeah. Okay. French fries versus Gaussian guzzlers. This is the upper bracket, so we're seeing some very long snakes. These snakes are not dying. Oh my, they're staying alive for very long. Oh, okay. Looks like Gaussian Guzzlers getting trapped by French fries in the corner.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That looks like that's a hard situation given that there's so
Again,
much
these
depth
bots are not
build.
the bots that you see losing like in like a couple hundred turns. These are matches that are almost going to decay rounds. So really good stuff by both of these bots. Except for
Yeah, you
French
can also
fries,
notice that
really.
each of these moves
Looks
aren't
like
taking
Gaussian
too
Guzzlers
long
again
either.
seems to be getting longer than French fries, but maybe that is working to its detriment since it seems that the length it is using is causing it to crash into itself. So French fries going up 2-0 in this round. Again, it seems that French fries is pretty good about, or both of them actually maintaining a similar amount of length. Gaussian Guzzler is going
It
to
is a small
50
map as
length in the
well.
match. Oh my. Seems like that might be coming back to bite them as French fries moves up to 4-0. I will say everybody should keep track of French fries' bot names. They have some pretty interesting bot names. I believe I saw a rosemary and oregano a time. Good stuff. I can really respect the food hustle. French fries taking over all of the apples. Seems like they're starving out Gaussian Guzzlers. This is going to start going to decay rounds. Um, oh my, super close match actually. Looks like French fries almost died, but it was
Yeah,
Gaussian
one more
Guzzlers.
turn would have been.
Just one move off of winning. So French fries will take the match 4-0. Really good games by French fries and Gaussian Guzzlers.
Yeah, it seems like French fries is using their length to trap the opponent. So using their length in a
Now
strategic way.
RSTP versus Nanaconda. Tyler, what do you think is your favorite team name so far?
Um,
Is he on
Let me
call?
think about this. There's some teams that have been. Wait, can y'all
Nah, he
hear
just
me?
went to the bathroom.
Hello, can you hear me?
Alright, so let's take a look at RSTP and Nanaconda. Nanaconda adopting a strategy of staying towards the edges a little bit. Oh, no, looks like they're back to getting apples. Interesting, RSTP winning the game, perhaps because Nanaconda saw that it might have trapped itself. Not sure if that's just an unhandled edge case or whether that's an intended strategy. Maybe they forfeited the
Henry,
game. You'd have to check the match logs to be sure.
Henry, can you hear me? It seems like they can hear me,
Well,
but
Anaconda again doing an excellent
okay.
job of pathing towards these apples. seems like RSTP is really just turtling up, making sure that it doesn't die. Once it goes to decay rounds, though, that might not be so good for RSTP. Looks like it might.
It seems like Henry cannot hear me, but you guys can.
Seems like RSTP. Yeah, decayed on rounds 31 and was unable to come up with the correct move because their bot decayed on round 31. So again, these really good bots starting to go into the 1,000-round decay rounds. If you look at the game rules, for those of you who aren't familiar, past 1,000 rounds, every couple of turns you lose 1 length. So and that
Let's see
rate
if we see that.
continues on increasing throughout the game. So if you wanna see how that goes, be sure to take a look.
See if he checks that. I think it's because his volume is off and he doesn't notice it yet, which is why you guys can probably hear him, but he can't.
So I believe again, Nanaconda, seeing that it doesn't have any moves left, perhaps forfeiting because it saw no moves that it could make. I suppose that is a side of intelligence. Both bots now adopting a spinning strategy. I don't know what this strategy is, but it appears that they are turtling up and refusing to interact with the other bot. We'll see how this goes. Time is ticking down for both bots. Nanaconda seems to have trapped itself again. And finally, let's see. So RSTP up 3-1. Nanaconda seems to be doing a better job of getting these apples, but RSTP doing a better job of staying alive. Its turtling strategy is working out well for it so far versus
Yo, Henry.
Yo.
Your volume's muted.
Oh. Is it?
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing, but you keep muting it.
Oh, okay. It seems that I had accidentally muted Tyler. That is my bad. That is my bad. Yo, Tyler, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh
Wait,
my
no,
god.
I can hear you.
Oh, that was so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, you must have like you were dono walled for like a hot minute there.
I was here the entire time. I was like, bro, like, I can't hear me.
All right. Seems that Nanaconda, again, is getting trapped by the shorter RSTPs. So really good stuff. All right, Tyler. Since I've been yapping at them for like a minute, how about you?
Nah, dude, you're
could...
doing good, dude. You're getting, dude. They could hear me the entire time as well. So it's just,
okay.
You're the only one who couldn't hear me.
Okay. That's really interesting. All right. Okay. If I've been talking over you for like the past couple of rounds, how about you do the next few? That's my bad.
I've been timing it, dude. I've been interjecting at the right times.
Okay.
But yeah, sure, go ahead. Where are we? Let me see where we are at this point.
We are on RSTP versus Nanaconda in the upper bracket. So we're Dudes versus Zero now.
Okay, okay. We're wrapping up the bracket as well. And what I mean by that is we're running this bracket live as we're showing it to you. We're a few rounds ahead, but that's just because it took a lot longer than we anticipated to run the bracket. Now the bracket itself, the entire bracket's actually wrapping up as we speak. We're in the finals of the losers bracket, and the winner of the winners bracket has already been determined. So, yeah, super excited to show you guys the final result. It might not be what you expect, but we'll get there shortly.
Alrighty.
Okay, so here we are. We have Boom Dudes against Zero. Wait, am I?
Wait,
I'm on. Yeah, I'm delayed. Okay, I'm on it now. I'm on it now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at Boom Dudes against Zero. Both teams looking to opt, or actually, looks like Boom Dudes is getting longer. Now, one thing we should notice is that Boom Dudes is taking a lot longer in terms of time than Zero is, and that might be how this game ends. Zero choosing to stay short until recently. Oh wow. Okay. So Boom Dudes ended up actually trapping itself, so that length ended up being a detriment in the end. All right, rematch Boom Dudes against Zero. This is our new map, Spiral. No portals, but it is a spiral. So it looks like Zero is going to. What's up?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. Looks like Zero is going to try to accumulate as much length as it can. Boom Dudes has decided to stay small for this game. And as you can see, it's a lot easier for Boom Dudes to navigate as a smaller snake, but it does have to be careful with all that length that Zero has to avoid any collisions. Now, it looks like, I'm not sure what happens here.
It's like a code crash, I believe, by Boom Dudes.
Boom Dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Boom Dudes are now returning to, real quick, so this might be something for you guys to know.
No, this is a decay round.
Never mind.
I believe a decay might have occurred. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the match logs.
Okay, and that would definitely explain it because Boom Dudes is at length 2, and when you go below length 2, you automatically lose the game. So this is a smaller map here, and we're going to see a lot more interaction between the two snakes, both of which staying small and placing traps. And on a map like this, traps seems to be much more of an effective strategy, given that they're much harder to avoid. And if you look at it, yeah, it looks like Boom Dudes has actually used the trap and then use its own body to block Zero into the corner.
So
okay,
give me 1 second. I'm going to snip the bracket. That was an old bracket, guys. Don't worry about it. That was a test. We will reveal. We're gonna reveal the back bracket after we finish these matches. Tyler, you wanna commentate?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me reconnect my monitor.
Alright, go ahead. So
go ahead.
In this case, Zero seems that it got trapped by Boom Dudes. So let's see. What's the match score here? I believe it might be 3. No. I believe it's 2-2 right now. I might be wrong on that. All right, Boom Dudes again, going to look to take the match. Yeah, I believe it was 2-2. So Boom Dudes going up another match. And finally, for the match to see if Zero can stay alive, seems like it can't. Boom Dudes adopting a strategy of taking shorter length. Looks like Zero unable to use that extra length to its advantage. So Boom Dudes wins it 4-2, and Zero will be dropping to the lower bracket. Finally, No Cindawu versus Tyler SSS. As this is a snake game, so let's see whether Tyler can win the match. No Cindawu gathering up all the apples. Tyler seems to be turtling around this wall. Let's see how that strategy works out for it. Oh, looks like they have
real quick.
the wall. Yeah, go ahead.
Something you guys might notice with this Minimax mod, which is what Tyler's is running. This is the best dev bot that we have right now, by the way. So it's definitely a step up over just randomly moving. But what you might notice is that with the Minimax mod, it seems to turtle until an apple comes near it, and then it becomes unlocked. And this is I suppose a downside of Minimax with this time constraint is that you can't really search that deep, and because of that, you run into scenarios where all the moves that you search while doing Minimax just lead to the same outcome, and in that case, it leads to this circling pattern.
So one thing that I will say is in the video that we're about to release, realistically, Minimax is good for playing against your opponent. So when you're interacting with your opponent, but it's not very good for searching for apples. For an apple searching algorithm, realistically, if your opponent isn't near you, you're not going to be interacting with them anyway. So it might just be better to do a BFS towards a position that you want to go to, and we'll be. Oh my God, no Cindawu. What was that? That was disgusting. Taking multiple moves in this game to destroy in the face of Tyler SSS's apples. Oh my.
In the face of the traps.
Yeah,
it just goes straight into it.
Traps. Yeah, oh my. Tyler SSS getting destroyed by No Cindawu's big moves that he's making. This is a level of play that I don't think that either Tyler or I have seen so far. So really incredible stuff by Nosimbu.
And that's something we've thought about with allowing you to take extra turns with length, is that you could get to a point where you can insta kill your opponent, and it's really cool to actually see it in action.
Yeah, no, Sinwu really showing the bot who's boss. This is going to be Nanaconda versus Lemon for the lower bracket game. Yeah. Did we watch this match already? No. Okay, looks like Lemon is having a hard time. Or yeah, Lemon had a hard time not trapping itself there. Yeah, I believe that's correctly. Interesting. So again, seems that spinning in place seems to be a common turtling strategy by bots. Looks like Lemon is going to take this bet, so Lemon goes up, I believe, 2-1. Ooh, interesting. Lemon, maybe this was a Nanaconda crash? Yes, Nanaconda crashed during this match, I believe. Alright. Interesting. Blue not really going for these apples, preferring to stay really far away from green, it seems.
Yeah, there might actually be, like, if you rewind, there might be some avoidance of the apple there, actually.
Yeah, it seems that around turn 300, blue is not really looking for these apples. He seems to just be, yeah, he seems to just like try to avoid green until green goes away. Maybe a little bit scared to interact with opponents. All right, so it's 3-1 right now, I believe, for Lemon. Let's see if Nanaconda can stay alive in this tournament. Again, interesting. A diagonal pattern by utilized by Lemon. Looks like Nanaconda ended up trapping itself. This diagonal pattern, I will note, is very good for staying alive because you can pass back through yourself on the way out. It doesn't block you in like Nanaconda did here. Really good game theoretic stuff by by uh, by Nanaconda. Wait, sorry, did we watch Lemon versus Mango Sticky Rice or no? I don't believe we did, right?
What are you saying, the round before?
Yeah, I don't think we watched that one.
You want to just go ahead and skip it since we know that Lemon won?
Okay, yeah. So, unfortunately, I forgot to run that match, but Mango Sticky Rice lost 4-2 to Lemon. Alright, so sorry about that, and we are going to do this now. Sorry, I was accidentally one round ahead. So I code sometimes versus prompt engineers. Looks like I code sometimes had a code or ran out of time. We'll see whether that remains a common occurrence throughout these matches. Looks like it will be. I code sometimes really using all of their time, and maybe it is effective for them, but seems that they are running out of time like very quickly. One thing that I do like about this tournament is instead of just like TLE like in some coding competitions, in this case you really get to see like, oh, these moves are like taking a long time, and it's something a little more tangible. Looks like I code sometimes ran out of time 4 times, so prompt engineers making an upset and moving up while I code sometimes getting eliminated from the bracket. RSM versus the Legends. Let's do it. Interesting. Both teams preferring to sort of dance around each other instead of going for these apples. The Legends, looks like they ended up trapping themselves. RSM this time with the self trap, so 1-all. Again, this is the lower bracket, so again, we're seeing the recurrence of some teams having difficulties with trapping themselves. Sorry, I haven't been looking at stream chat too often.
I think we're good. I've been checking it.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Oh, look at these bots. Both of them are taking having very good time management here.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, interesting. Wow. Okay, both bots almost died here, but looks like the Legends ended up coming out on top, I believe. So the Legends moves on 4-1, and RSM will lose it out. Alright, interesting. Okay, looks like here Silicon's Goose's code crashed, so Henry's team, one of the dev teams, going up. Okay, Silicon Goose doing actually a pretty good job of pathing towards these apples. Seems that the dev team, again, this is a random mover bot, just chooses a random move and hopes that it doesn't die. Great. Silicon Goose again. Alright, looks like both teams doing actually a pretty good job, but Silicon Goose winning another match because the random mover seems to run into itself pretty often. Finally, okay, Silicon Goose using a lot of time, but it seems that Henry's team can't quite use that to its advantage, keeps running into itself, so Silicon Goose will be moving up 4-1. Alright, now for our next round of lower bracket matches, I believe. So we already did Nanaconda versus Lemon, where Nanaconda won. Or wait, no. I believe that Lemon won. Yeah, Lemon won. And
Yes.
Nanaconda dropped out of bracket and Lemon won. So that was the match that we saw. Gaussian Guzzlers versus Prompt Engineers. Who will win? Claude AI or Gaussian Guzzlers? Seems that the Gaussians are winning so far against Claude. By the way, I don't actually know whether these guys are using Claude. I'm just saying that they are.
Yeah, just going off of their the name as well as their quote.
Maybe it's ChatGPT. I don't know. I'd be curious to ask them which model that they're using. Interesting. Okay, Gaussian Guzzlers again doing a pretty good job here. Prompt Engineers seems that their bot is running into itself. I wonder how they prompted the whatever model that they used. Maybe they just pasted in the game rules. Again, Prompt Engineers seem to ran into this tunnel sort of created that by Gaussian Guzzlers. Gaussian Guzzlers spinning around. Prompt Engineers gathering apples. Ooh, Prompt Engineers running into the wall again. Okay, seems like Gaussian Guzzlers won all of their games, so they will be moving up 4-0. Tyler SSS versus the Legends. Let's see if the Legends can beat the DevBot. This is again Minimax, so let's see how far the DevBot can get into the tournament. Again, this code has been released, so if you guys find that you're having some difficulty beating Tyler SSS, it might be time to look at Tyler SSS's code and see whether there are some elements to it that you might be able to use. Tyler SSS.
Yeah, this is. It's a great base for look ahead. So, and that's gonna be something that's essential for any bot that you create. So even if the bot itself doesn't perform too well in its current state, this could be a great foundation for you guys to start with, and just see what it looks like to look ahead, um, with the tree structure.
Yep. Interesting. The legends again. Pathing towards apples initially better, but Tyler SSS catching up. Interesting. Looks like the legends again. Managing to run into themselves and trap themselves. Let's see if... I believe they've done it every single time, so let's see if that changes here. Interesting. Tyler SSS often taking or using traps to decrease its length. Again, the legend's trapping itself. So the dev bot moves on to the next round, 4-0. Finally, 0 versus Silicon Goose. Okay, interesting. Looks like we have a timeout by
No,
Silicon.
yeah, it looks like a timeout.
Yeah. Okay. Really interesting again to see the different strategies that the teams use to play this game. We're excited to see how strategies evolve once our new additions are added to the game. We imagine that it will make the game much more volatile, due to increased prevalence of just like move speed in general. I wonder if the matches soon will be like shorter or longer because people take extra moves. Actually, Tyler, do you think that the extra moves like increment should be shortened? It seems that snakes are getting pretty long here.
Yeah, that's true. I think that with it being so long, it's only really an end game mechanic, though. I guess that's my only concern with it. Is we're only really seeing it as a way to, and we've only actually only seen it once as well.
Yeah,
We're only seeing it as a way to take out your opponent. But I think it's really cool as a mechanic. Maybe to take an extra move here or there to do better apple pathing.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, for sure. Okay, looks like 0 taking multiple matches over Silicon Goose and advancing to the next round. Alright, so here is our bracket so far. I'll just show a screenshot of it on screen. So, in the upper bracket, we have French Fries versus RSTP, Boom Dudes versus No Cindawu. In the lower bracket, fighting for their continued existence in the tournament.
Wait, Henry, we can't see the bracket.
Oh wait, can you not see the snipping tool that I have open?
Oh, now we can.
Oh, okay. It might have just been lagging for you. Or I think you
Wait,
might.
I'm on this.
Yeah. On Discord, I only shared the.
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So we have in our upper bracket French Fries versus RSTP, in also in the upper bracket Boom Dudes versus No Cindawu. So our top 4 seeds all making it through to the upper bracket. In the lower bracket, we have Lemons versus Gaussian Guzzlers, and one of the dev bots actually making its way through to the quarterfinals. Team Tyler SSS and 0 actually making it through to the lower bracket quarterfinals. Or actually lower bracket semifinals, I should say. Overall quarterfinals. So really good stuff by the top 4 teams, and excited to see whether any of these teams can really make an upset through these matches. We're going to go with the upper bracket first. So French Fries versus RSTP. Let's do this. I'm expecting these matches to be really good. Or wait, we said that we were going to go slower for this, right? I'm going to set this down to 2x speed. Okay, interesting. So French fries really taking a lot of time per turn, but RSTP not nearly as much time. Maybe RSTP can take advantage of this like time advantage by French fries. Much like chess in chess time pressure. Um, or oh, I believe that this must be either a visual bug or it's a game bug. This apple should be gone. Might have to look into that.
Yeah, I think in the current state uh they stay there.
Yeah, but is it a visual bug?
I don't know.
I think it is visual bug because I believe that I believe that this is fixed. This is fixed in the client, I believe. This isn't fixed on the web render.
I see. Let's see what happens if they go through the portal.
Yeah, if they go through the portal. Again,
Yeah.
RSTP
Yeah.
adopting its turtling strategy yet again. I'm not sure whether this is a good idea. Given
Then
that
go
4x?
4x.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is better. I'm not sure whether this is a good strategy because decay rounds are coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Looks like now they've actually gotten up and begun to get
yeah, it looks
apples.
like as you can see, RSTP is starting to get some apples. Okay, yeah,
Or they went to the portal.
yeah, I think it was a bug. I think it was or let's see if they actually incremented in length there when they went through the portal. Whether they didn't. So for this example, if
Oh, they
this
did.
no, he didn't.
Okay.
It says apples eaten increase though. So the apples eaten might be bugged, but the length is not.
Wait, look when the green one goes through. There you go.
Oh, maybe it does.
I think it actually does go up here. So it goes 31. No, I might be wrong.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm wrong.
no,
I'm
it's
wrong.
okay. Yeah. So this is a visual bug, but the apples eaten metric is wrong. So I'll be sure to fix that in the engine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I fixed this bug like it's a visual bug that we haven't pushed to the web renderer yet. All right, so round two looks like RSTP ended up losing. Again, we see RSTP's like turtling strategy. Um, again, it seems that against worse bots that can't seem to survive, they often win, but against better bots, they seem to lose out during the decay rounds. So something to keep in mind.
Wait,
Like
for the question in chat, did your length increase when the apple was eaten, or did the apples eaten counter just go up?
the apples eaten counter went up, so that's a bug. Your apples eaten counter shouldn't go up, but
Look at the YouTube chat.
sorry, give me one sec. Um, oh, it said stream finished.
I'm still seeing it.
Oh, okay, all right. In that case, um, oh,
So we have. Do you want me to read the comment out?
oh, yes. Yeah. So again, yeah, it only happens when you come out of it. Yes, that is a bug. That is, or it's a visual bug, or the apples eaten thing is a bug. I think you have to come out of it in order to like for your apples eaten counter to go up or something. Um, yeah, I believe that's true. And but again, the apples eaten. I don't believe that the apples eaten tiebreak has been like an issue so far. So yeah. So if it hasn't impacted any matches, we'll be sure to fix it. Or yeah, we'll be sure to
Yeah,
like
next.
yeah.
If you can find a match where that happens, that'd be great if you just drop it in the any channel,
Oh,
and we'll take a look
yeah,
to make sure it's.
yeah, to make sure that's the same bug that we're experiencing here.
Yeah.
RSTP again, adopting a turtling strategy. Not sure really how this is gonna pan out for them. Seems that French fries really likes to stay a certain length. This 15 length seems that it's like sort of a cap that they don't go above. Maybe it's just a heuristic um, that they've programmed into their bot. Doing a better job of RSTP for going towards apple. RSTP breaking out of its mold and starting to go towards apples. And maybe it's just likes to exercise like a zone of control. Maybe it's not like a turtling thing. Um, seems like it started freeing up. Doesn't look like it's turtling, and I assume that this looks like a decay round. So it looks like
Yeah.
RSTP ended up losing to decay yet again. Very close map this time. This is really about like having extremely good micro. It looks like a code crash actually by French Fries. Very uncharacteristic of our best team so far. Um, but looks like RSTP is going to take one match over them. Finally, we have diamonds here. As we can see, again, French Fries staying longer than RSTP, as is typical of them. RSTP really likes this 4 length. It seems that they adopt very similar strategies, but RSTP prefers a very much shorter length than French Fries does. Has been biting them in the long run because French Fries has been able to stay alive for a really long time.
Yeah, maybe it's the
French
bet that
Fries almost
games
trapped
won't.
itself, but it managed to completely remove all its traps and prevent itself from dying there. Very good move. I've been wondering why more stakes don't do this. You can place multiple traps per turn, so if you feel that you are about to have all of your length cause you to lose, you can actually do what French Fries did here and place all of your traps all at once and survive for longer. Okay, seems like RSTP decayed again, so French Fries takes the match. Okay, so Boom Dudes versus No Cinderoo. Our other upper bracket match.
I think we should just go 8 on these. 'Cause I think we got a good number just to go through.
Okay, alright.
Like maybe like yeah, I think we got like even after these rounds we got like 6 more to go through.
Alright. That sounds good.
And yeah, we'll do it for the what are these? Or semifinals, I think.
Yeah. No Cinderoo moving extremely quickly. Assume using its extra length to really quickly reposition around these apples. Very daring moves by Nacindaloo. Oh, it seems like it lost too much length taking
Wow.
its extra turns and lost to Boom Dudes in this match. So Nacindaloo perhaps over-investing in this strategy of moving often might be a better strategy for the next tournament because we're decreasing the extra moves infinite. In this case, looks like managed to trap him. Nosenduo doing a very good job here. Wonder how they're calculating this stuff so fast. Again, Nosenduo doing an excellent job of trapping Boom Dudes. Alright, let's see. Nosenduo speeding up towards apples. Nosenduo really loves this extra moves mechanic. Um, yeah, so...
Yo, Henry, check chat.
Yeah. If you place multiple traps the current turn, the length still decreases the next turn right. Yes, so, or the number of traps you place is the number of traps that you decrease in length, if that's what you're asking. If you're asking about
I think they're
decay,
asking about. I think they're asking about when this happens. So does the decrease in length happen on this turn, or does it happen the next turn?
it happens on this turn. So it happens the moment that you place the trap. Um, yeah, it happens the moment that you place the trap. Okay, Boom Dudes going 1-4 against No Cindawu. So No Cindawu moving on to our next match. Alright, so we've got our lower bracket. We've got 2 rounds of lower bracket to run through, really quickly. Or actually 1 round that we'll run through quickly, and then we'll have our semifinals matches, that we run. Alright, so seems like we had a player code crash by Gaussian Guzzlers. So Lemon's going up 1-0 in the match. We should probably create a tournament viewer. Again, Gaussian Guzzler seems to be crashing here pretty often. So Lemon's going up 2-0 so far. Okay, Lemon's trapping themselves. Quick matches, quick matches. Oh, I don't know what that was about. Okay, looks like Gaussian Guzzler is being able to stay longer than Lemon, so 2-all right now.
Just to recap, we are currently in the semifinals right now. If anyone's joined, so these are the semifinal matches. In the teams that are left are top 8 seeded teams, or some subset of the top 8 seeded teams.
Okay, yeah, looks
as
like,
well as Lemon.
Looks like Lemon ended up cornering itself 1 times too many. So Gaussian Guzzler is moving on 4-2 in the lower bracket. Let's see Tyler SSS versus Zero. So let's see if the DevBot can make a lower bracket run through this tournament. Obviously, if any of the DevBots win the tournaments, we won't be taking the prizes, but I don't imagine that they will be, given how well the top bots have been performing. Tyler SSS seems that it thought it had no other moves left, and then it, I suppose, forfeited. So
yeah, that might be something you noticed. If you copy the code from the lecture video we released, is that if there is no move to make the Minimax bot, it doesn't have any optimization. It just chooses a move and does it. So you'll see that the games end early, even though the bots had potentially 1 more move left.
Yeah,
and that's why.
So looking ahead 2 squares, sees that it has no moves left, and then decides to forfeit. An honorable death, I suppose. Aside from forcing its opponent to take an extra move. Okay, Tyler bot again, choosing this sort of turbling strategy that we've seen pretty often by some bots. Not sure how that's working out for them, but seems to be okay so far. Again, Zero is this bot that we see that gets extremely long but manages to survive. Perhaps hoping to cover the entire map in its own body. Very interesting strategy, very different from what we've seen previously. Again, not using any of its extra moves or traps, just choosing to be extremely long, but just having really good pathing.
Yeah, Zero seems like a bot that handles the long length the best so far.
Yeah, out of all of our teams, in fact. So, very good, extremely good pathing. Just doesn't seem to be using any of the extra additional. Maybe they don't think that they need to. All right, Team Tyler SSS loses 0-4, so Zero will be moving on to the next round. So again, I'll show this on stream, but currently our bracket, French Fries and No Cindawu in the winners bracket. Boom Dudes and RSTP in the lower bracket, fighting for their lives. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, so we're gonna run the lower bracket first, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll run the lower bracket first. So let's take a look at Boom Dudes versus Gaussian Guzzlers. So this is our number 2 seed versus our number 8 seed. curious as to what all these bots are doing. So do you want to go slow for this or faster?
I think. Well, we don't have.
Maybe,
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Like I think we just go 8x because these
Okay.
games I think are gonna last a while.
Okay.
And if there's something
Let's
interesting we
see.
see, we can go back and see it again.
Boom Dudes again, or maybe we'll just do it for the last two matches. Boom Dudes again. Really cutting off Gaussian Guzzlers in this tiny space here. So looking good so far. Yeah, let's 8x until the final two games. All right, Boom Dudes again. Getting longer, or sorry, getting shorter than Gaussian Guzzlers, but it seems that Gaussian Guzzlers seems to trap itself more often than Boom Dudes. Boom Dude, or maybe yeah. So it seems that Boom Dudes is adopting a very similar strategy. Both of these snakes seeming to turtle a bit. Interesting. Gaussian Guzzlers running into the corner yet again. Final match here. With Boom Dudes taking the lead over Gaussian Guzzlers. Boom Dudes going ahead 4-0, Gaussian Guzzlers eliminated from the tournament. Alright. Yeah, so... RSTP versus Zero. Interesting. Both bots just circling around, afraid to go ahead. Is this what they're gonna do for the next 1,000 rounds?
Looks like both bots as well are prefer to stay small.
Appears that, but Zero was doing so good at maintaining massive length. Seems like they're gonna start going for it again.
Oh wow! So it looks like right when decay hit, they started going for apples.
Interesting. Seems like RSTP is gonna take the lead over them though. Maybe RSTP decides to turtle until they need apples during decay. We'll see how that strategy works out for them. Again, RSTP really liking this 4 length metric that I'm seeing. Interesting. Zero again. Getting trapped by RSTP. But RSTP doesn't have the length for extra moves, so it's interesting. Maybe just really good pathing on their behalf. Getting them in the space of Zero. Zero choosing really short lengths now, unlike on the large maps. Very, very interesting. Zero seems to like to stay away from RSTP, but again, like, interesting. Zero getting trapped again by RSTP. Very good stuff from both teams so far. Okay, a larger map. Let's see if Zero's strategy of staying long pays off here. Looks like they will be attempting that strategy. RSTP, staying true to their 4-length strategy. Zero, again, I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay, RSTP, the one time that they get extra length, they capitalize off of it and are able to trap Zero. So, I believe Zero goes down 4-0. So RSTP will be moving on to the next round. Alright, so let's do our upper bracket finals of French Fries versus No Cindawu.
So just to be clear, this is not the end of the tournament. The winner of the losers bracket gets an opportunity to play against the winner here, and that determines the winner of the bracket.
All right, so French Fries versus No Cindawu, 0-all. 8x this. French Fries.
Yeah, I think these games will be pretty lengthy.
French Fries versus No Cindawu. going the distance. No Cindewu getting really long. This is our number 1 versus our number 3 seed here, guys. Interesting. Both snakes getting really long. French fries choosing to trap a little bit. Okay. No Cindewu. It seems like they're both pathing inside of themselves to prevent interaction with the other opponent. Very scared. Oh my. French fries almost managing to cook itself. No Cindewu leaving a lot of traps.
Wow.
Wow, 1730 games.
1700.
The decay must have started getting really high, and French fries seems to not have enough length. So no Cindewu going up 1 game against French fries, our top seed. Will they be able to pull off the upset? Alright, another game. Apple's getting eaten very quickly here. These are our best teams, refusing to let the opponent get the advantage here. No Cindewu slightly longer. French fries also very slightly longer. They're locked in a cage together. No Cindewu getting extremely long.
Oh wow.
Oh,
And French
wow.
fries traps the Cindewu.
Yeah,
Looks like we have a vision bug here.
Yeah, what happened here? No Cindewu.
Oh no, it's not. Wow. Okay, it's just a portal.
Yeah, no Cindewu going through the portal, and it's... Or wait, no, French fries lost here. It was 1 move off. No Cindewu almost lost that.
Oh, wait, could they?
Perhaps they picked any move because they knew that French fries was going to lose. No Cindewu going up 2...
Yeah, because it looks like the Cindewu had a lot of moves in that situation.
Yeah, seems like he just did not care. Wanted to flex a little bit in French fries' face. No Cindewu again, going up 2-0 in the tournament. Will they be able to upset French fries? Oh no. No Cindewu managing to trap itself. So French fries going up 1-2. Again, no Cindewu still with the early lead. Let's see how this goes.
You can see how well they path towards the apples. They create a direct path to the apples, and especially with no Cindewu in this game.
Yeah, no Cindewu getting extremely long here. Yeah, both teams again very concentrated on getting these apples. It seems on the.
We're now in decay, so the apples here are extremely important.
Yeah, you can see these lengths are shortening extremely quickly. You have to get apples in order to survive even in this environment. Both teams getting very short. Or for them at least, French fries. Seems that they're able to maintain their length with the large number of apple spawns on this map.
Holy cow, we're almost at 2,000 rounds.
Oh my, okay. It seems that no Cindewu must be a player code crash at 1950 rounds, it seems. Interesting.
So French fries would have lost this game then.
Yeah, French fries lost this game. No Cindewu up 3-1 against No Cindewu. Or sorry, No Cindewu up 3-1 against French fries. This might be looking like it's an upset. Let's see if French fries can bring these games back. No Cindewu exhibiting excellent game knowledge here, using all of their extra moves to their advantage. Again, French fries. Looks like they're able to avoid themselves. No Cindewu getting extremely long here. Needs to manage to not... we're in decay now. They're getting really short. Oh wow. No Cindewu winning the match, and I believe... Is that entire tournament?
Wait, actually it looks like somehow French fries won here. We might have thought a game was in the Cindewu.
Let me check the matches really quickly.
It might have been a game that we thought was a no Cindewu win, but it might have went to French fries.
Yeah, let me check each of these games really quickly.
And if not, there could be a bug in the tournament.
Interesting. Let's check this. We might have cooked the tournament a little bit. So this was a no Cinderwu win.
You look at the first. Yeah, I'm also watching through them.
Okay. See if this is. Interesting. I believe that this might be a bug in our tournament structure because I believe no Cinderwu looks like they won all of these matches. Give us 1 second, sorry. Is it 800? No. 700? Nope. 600? Huh. That's really odd. Very, very odd. Very, very odd.
Wait, no, Mr. Cinderwood loses the third game, Henry.
No Cinderwu loses the third game. Right, but I thought they won the next 2 matches.
Oh, maybe I might have. I thought they lost one before that, but I might be wrong.
Interesting. Maybe French Fries ends up winning here? Oh, no, you might be right. It might be 3-2 currently, I believe. I believe French Fries might have won one of these matches.
Yeah, I'm watching through as well. We might have just miscounted here.
Yeah. French Fries almost lost here. Yeah, we might have miscounted. Yeah, we should probably create a tournament viewer for this stuff so that we can track the match set as it keeps going. No, Cinderwu wins this match, so it's currently 3-1. Okay, yeah, we might have miscounted, baby. Have we watched this
I'm
match?
at 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. I believe we may
I'm
have
looking
miscounted. Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
miscounted.
I'm looking at the
Yeah, so
fifth
it was
match.
3-1. I don't think we've watched this map before. Yeah, okay. So I believe we miscounted. So Musinwu currently up 3-1 into French Fries. Let's see if they will be able to take this map off of them. Yeah, that's my bad. I was not tracking it correctly. Again, getting very large for this very small map relatively. Yeah, appears that Nosinwu has been eating a lot more apples. Wait, no, Nosinwu won this match.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it should be 4-1, right?
Yeah.
Let me check these. Give me 1 second.
Okay. We're having some technical difficulties. I'm gonna go to the lower bracket for a second.
It's also possible that. No, I don't know. Let me look into this.
I'm gonna look into the lower bracket. So we're gonna look at Boom Dudes versus RSTP while we sort out the upper bracket issues. So RSTP versus Boom Dudes now. Looks like Boom Dudes will take the first match. Going up 1-0.
Oh, interesting.
Was it a bug?
Give me 1 second. Let me confirm.
Okay, interesting. So technically, RSTP is occupying both of these squares. So Boom Dudes got trapped here. So RSTP taking one match off of Boom Dudes.
Wow, I think actually, Henry, the game that almost went to 2000, Nisindu lost that, I think, because of an illegal move.
An illegal move on the 1951.
Yeah, so this would have been 110-113. Or 10113.
What?
Let me take a look.
10113.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the Cinderwood took an invalid turn, so actually French fries won that game.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and this is more reason why we should have the.
Yeah,
We'll put the reason why this is in.
This is 1950. No, Cinderwood takes an invalid turn on 1950. Interesting. Very odd. Yeah. So, we will check, but this might be a bug. In the decay. I'm not exactly certain, but it might be. We'll see. Okay. So French fries and no Cinderwoo going at it again. So currently the match stands at 3-2 because apparently no Cinderwoo made an invalid turn on turn 1950 of the round. Or actually no, we've watched this one. So this is 3-2, and then we are going 4-2 here.
The sixth game.
Sorry. This is 3-2. So this is the map I believe, which is called Attrition. Interesting. No Cinderwoo really camping these portals. Interesting. No Cinderwoo getting trapped by French fries. So it's 3-all right now. This map to take it all for the upper bracket final. Remember, this isn't the grand final. Okay, French fries playing against No Cinderwoo. No Cinderwoo trapped itself again. So French fries actually winning out 4-3. Yeah, so definitely a very, very interesting match here. Really good stuff from both teams. Very close match. So we'll go back to the lower bracket final, or lower bracket, which stands at 1-all right now. Again, on attrition. Both Boom Dudes and RSTP fighting over the same apples, staying at similar length. Seems that RSTP got trapped, so it is 2-1 currently for Boom Dudes. Interesting. Again, very short traps, but RSTP winning this time, so 2-all. Boom Dudes against RSTP again, both staying this very short length. Boom Dudes now losing this one, so RSTP is going to go up 3-2. Boom Dudes. RSTP, again, super short match. Boom Dudes now taking it. Last match to decide it all. 3-all. Boom Dudes versus RSTP. Interesting. Boom Dudes this time electing to go long. RSTP staying exceptionally short. Not really using their extra turns so much. But
And this may come in big here when we hit the K.
Yeah. Turn's gonna go 1,000 rounds. Let's see if RSTP can make it. They can't make it. Seems like they have ended up not being able to handle the decay. So Boom Dudes, because of decay, going up 4-3. RSTP eliminated. No Cinderwoo in the lower bracket versus Boom Dudes now. So this is our lower bracket final for the chance to that was almost really bad. For our chance to re-challenge the upper bracket. For the chance to get out of the lower bracket and challenge the upper bracket in the grand final. Sorry. So no Cinderwoo versus Boom Dudes. Interesting. Seems that Boom Dudes crashed here. I'm gonna take these matches at 4x speed. Here's interesting. No Cinderwoo taking several extra moves on this turn, or actually one extra move on this turn, to trap Boom Dudes. Exceptional movement by No Cinderwoo. All right. seems that Nocindawu really likes using these extra moves to reposition themselves in front of the opposing bot to really challenge them. Wow, again, an instant trap by Nocindawu, recognizing Boom Dudes can be trapped in that position. I wonder how they're calculating so far ahead, but really exceptional movement. Again, Nocindawu, extremely quick matches, just striking like a cobra.
Wow.
Really exceptional stuff here from Nocindawu. We're gonna see whether that's the case again. Again, Nocindawu really attempted to. No, wow. Okay, Nocindawu really wanting to end these games quickly. Turns 200, 4-0s Boom Dudes in the loser semis. All right, French Fries versus Nocindawu, upper bracket rematch. Let's see how
This
this
is the
goes.
final match.
This is the grand finals, everybody. So let's see how this goes. Nocindawu versus French Fries. Small map. French Fries seems to be a little bit more defensive, I'd say, than Nocindawu. Nocindawu extraordinarily aggressive in the early game when it gets the chance. Was that an extra move that I saw there? Wow, French Fries. Did they play? Yes, they played an extra turn. Nocindawu not recognizing that French Fries had this move and managing to get trapped by French Fries. Some really exceptional play here by both teams. Let's see if this map plays out or apple spawns are random. So this wow, Nocindawu going for a really early attempt on a kill at French Fries, but not being able to secure it. Again, this apple is no longer active, so you won't see your length go up, and it doesn't appear this way to bots either. This is just a visual bug. Again, so Nocindawu pathing around, slow movement. Really, it seems that these bots are handling portals also, like, exceptionally well. Like, they can go through portals in order to find the opposing, or apples, like, further away. Seems like these bots also are handling their time really well. Only, like, tenths of a second being used by each of these bots to...
That's extremely surprising for how much they're having to calculate.
Yeah, moving extremely well. I assume that they only use the very good heuristics when they're really close to the opponent. So a very exceptional strategy that I assume will be used by more teams once the tournament starts kicking into high gear near the end. Nocindawu, again, very calm game so far from both teams. We are in decay, but both teams are so long that it doesn't seem to really affect them too much. We're
Really gonna be a long game.
Yeah, we might hit 1950 turns. Let's see if there's a gameplay bug at all that might be causing these teams to die. Interesting. 1950 turns. This might be a gameplay bug. Somebody or some code is crashing here. I believe maybe either Nocindawu, or I believe this is Nocindawu crashing here. We will take a look at the error logs, but I believe that either this is a bug or this might just be Nocindawu's code crashing. I have to take a look at the gameplay. Yeah. But unfortunate for Nocindawu. We'll definitely take a look into this in the future, for sure. Okay, French Fries versus Nocindawu yet again. Again, we're not super worried about bugs for at least this first mid-season tournament because at least it's not for any prizes this first time. So you can be assured that there will be no such bugs in the finals. Okay, again, Nocindawu and French Fries. Nocindawu getting trapped here, it seems. So French Fries going up 2-1 in the set. Again, a medium-sized map, I'd say. Nosinawu versus French Fries. Let's see if this map ends up going really long. Both bots seeming very tame so far. Let's see how it goes. Nosinawu getting really long. 50 length versus French Fries. There might be a bug actually in our player board class now I think of it. We'll have to check that. Because the last decay interval occurs around 1950 rounds, so yeah, definitely should be looking out for that. Again, both teams getting really long. This might go down to 1950 rounds again.
It would make sense that Cinderwood was losing these because they are the second player, and they were the second player in the first case as well.
Yeah. So there might be a tournament bug. You can be assured that like no such things will occur like in finals, but this might be a player board bug that Nosinwu's like meeting here. Actually, both
Although
teams
this is
getting
the K
really
game.
short. Yeah, French Fries suddenly decaying to super short length in just a few moves. Seems that they were not able to match Nosinwu, so the match is going 2-all currently. Alright, Arena. Let's see how this map goes. Again, Nosinwu showing very good signs of early aggression against the opponent, but we'll see how that goes for French Fries. As they adopt a more conservative strategy in their attacks. Nosinwu, again, extremely long. Longer than French Fries, even. French Fries prefers to stay around this 15 length metric, assumedly because it's easier to path using it. Nosinwu starting to lay down some traps, French Fries running into a couple of them. Ooh. Barely avoiding each other in a very close, tight turn. Both of these bots are so long right now, it's a wonder that they aren't like looking to look to strike against one another. Perhaps it's because they're looking to win by decay, maybe. Again, Nosinwu versus French Fries really going the distance. Looks like French Fries going to decay down, and Nosinwu going to take the match. I believe it's what? Or what does the score stand at right now?
I think it's 3-2. 3-2
yeah,
in favor of
3-2
French Fries.
in favor of French Fries. Alright, so Nosinwu really making a comeback into this tournament as French Fries loses to Decay multiple times. This final match, this match in where Nosinwu is trying to stay alive here. French Fries looking to seal the deal against Nosinwu. On this map, Attrition. Again, both snakes forced to really move against each other in this really small map. See how this goes. See if Nosinwu. Oh no, Nosinwu getting trapped. Oh no. Looks like their length was too long. They didn't manage to eliminate all of their trap out their entire length in time. And seems that they managed to not be able to move. So French Fries are our mid-season tournament winners for the first mid-season tournament. Thank you to everybody who watched. Yeah.
Real quick, one thing I do want to mention is like we'll look at the bug where the games are ending in 1950. And if that is a significant bug that has caused Nosinwu to lose these two games, then we can rerun the tournament, and we just won't live stream it. But we'll announce the winner of that if that's the case.
I believe that it wouldn't have mattered because in both cases where the matches went to 1950, I believe that no Sindu wouldn't have won the final tournament anyways, because French Fries ended up taking 4 maps on both in both matches anyways. So even if no Sindu had
Well,
won those.
the first one it went to
Oh,
3-3.
okay, yeah. That's true. That's true. Okay, we'll take a look and see if whether it's a player bug, and then we'll rerun these two sets, or we'll rerun the set between No Sindu and French Fries and see whether it would have come out differently.
Yep. So
For
so
the
we'll
first
take a
one,
look at the
yeah.
bugs, see if there's something that caused the game to end at 1950, and if that's the case, we'll rerun it. But for now, you're the winner of the mid-season tournament is French Fries.
Yeah. Again, this for the most part was a exercise run by the devs. The actual tournament with prizes will definitely bug test it like before running, and this was mostly like a trial run for the devs to make sure that nothing crazy occurs. Yeah, during all of the matches. So again, wonderful job by everybody, especially No Cinderoo and French Fries, our finalists. Yeah, and we hope to see like what you guys end up coming up with for the final tournament.
Yeah, and one thing to mention too, like the final tournament will be in person, and we'll have food provided as well. So I hope to see you guys all there in person.
All right, great. Thank you all for watching. And again, if you are really enjoying the tournament, please consider signing up to be a dev in the future. Tyler, do you have any last remarks?
No, I think that's all.
All right, wonderful. I'm gonna be stopping the stream here, guys. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the tournament run.